Their love story had all the makings of an old-style romance novel. Star-crossed lovers who caught each other's eyes across a coward room, and both knew in that instant that they were designated to be together. Lucy was the beautiful heroine trapped in marriage that she no longer desired to be in, and Devon, who was the handsome, successful business tycoon who, after taking just one look at her, knew that his life would never be the same. But this story wouldn't have the same kind of happy ending that stories that start in such a way usually do. I would devote my life to making sure it didn't become Lucy the beautiful heroine was my wife. The crowded room, my company Valentine's Day party, and Devon, the handsome business tycoon, is my boss. Up until the moment when I caught the glance that passed between them, I had foolishly believed that Lucy and I were living out our own fairy tale romance. Lucy, my beautiful bride, had all the looks of a fairy tale princess. In fact, she was the most beautiful woman that I had ever seen, demure and dainty. Behind her, a cascade of golden curls, eyes that always seemed to be smiling. I had known that moment I had looked in the sparkling sapphire eyes, I would never have eyes for another. We would have been married less than a year after that first look. I was used to men looking at my wife. After all, she was gorgeous. Women, what I wasn't used to was Lucy looking back. I only have eyes for you, silly. She would tease me when I would complain, and maybe some of her admirers' looks had lasted just a little too long. But this time, I didn't say anything. On our silent car ride home, this time there was no teasing between us. The words stuck in my throat, turning the bitter bile. All through the long, long night that kept me tossing and turning, images of the two, of them together, plotting and planning their secret, rendivorous, behind my back. I could picture them kissing. I could hear her deep, sexy laugh at Devon, moved his lips down her long white throat. I imagined her soft, shapely body that fit so perfect in my arms, moving to his embrace. And I knew that the flip side of love is not hate, but deep, searing pain. I never ask her where she goes, or whom she sees, no matter how late she returns to our bed. I act as if that I don't smell the lingering of his expense aftershave in her hair. When I hold her in my arms at night, I mask the pain of my knowledge behind smiles, the teasing, impromptu, picnics, boutiques of wildflowers, bergamot and black-eyed Susan daisies, bachelor buttons, myrtle and lady slippers that are color of her eyes. And when I tell her that Devon, my boss, has taken an unexpected business trip that nobody seems to know where he's going, or when he will be returning, I watch her eyes for clouds when I mention his names. And when I see him and feel her sifting at the mention of his name, I once again pretend that I didn't notice. When I don't tell her that Devon, at least what is left of him, will be all likelihood never to be heard of again. At night, I tuck her cozily into our couch and bring the chamomile tea. When Valentine was near, would always severe her at this special tea, laden with honey and cream and laced with the tiniest drop of saccharine. The saccharine gives her stomach ache, so I make her more tea with just a tiny drop more. Night after night, this is our routine, until the last night, until the night. I don't deserve you, she whispers, grasping her teacup for her final sip of tea. I don't deserve you, she weeps, as tears of guilt stream unhashedly out of her corners of her eyes, once bright blue eyes. Then, clutching her stomach in pain, she turns her face away from me and takes her final breath. No, I answer, long after she could have heard my answer. No, I said it again, as I sit her lifeless hand, slipping my chamomile tea and waiting my own pain to subside.